Hello, hello. We have our next panel, our third panel, meme charging community and user growth. In this panel, we will explore how can supercharge community growth and user acquisition. We'll hear from industry leaders who have successfully used meme to build vibrant, engaged communities. Welcome our moderator, Amanda, founders and CEO of Serotonin. Charles, co-founder of Galxe. Have a seat, please. Kevin, head of growth at Monad. Dr. Pudding, co-founder of Kudasai and Omakase. Please have a seat. Let's give them a warm welcome to our panelists.
All right, may the meme panels continue. We'll start with a quick round of introductions. I will go first. My name is Amanda Cassatt, aka Amanda.eth. Was CMO of Consensus, where we built the first Web3 marketing team, brought Ethereum to market, along with things like MetaMask, Infura, Truffle, Gitcoin, and also tons of things that didn't work. Took those learnings and brought them to building Serotonin, the company that I'm the founder and CEO of now. Charles.
Hi everyone, my name is Charles Wen. I'm the co-founder of Galxe. Galxe is a decentralized super app focusing on providing solutions like questing, like community building, and identity solutions. So we work with the best brands in Web3. So happy to share some insights here to join this panel.
That's better. Let's keep going.
Cool. Hi guys, I'm Kevin McCordic, head of growth at Monad. Monad is an EVM layer 1 blockchain, the first parallel EVM launching potentially later this year. And previously before that, I was at CMS Holdings doing venture in the crypto space from 2020 to 2023.
Hi everyone, I'm Dr. Pudding from Japan, Kudasai and Omakase. So Kudasai is the largest community in Japan right now. It has 20,000 members in Telegram and 90,000 followers in Twitter. And also the Omakase is a kind of real subsidiary and running the validators for the many chains. And it was invested by the Web2 biggest investment bank called Nomura. So we have the Web2 company community also. So we help in those kind of put emphasis on the education side, and we made the model learning video and using the Galxe too. And yes, so we contribute to the Web3 field in the user side and also the technical side. So looking forward to this session.
So our topic is memes, and let's start with how each of us has used memes to grow our own communities. Maybe giving some specific examples of your own project and what kinds of memes you've used, any learnings from it, what's worked well. Whoever wants to start. Do I have to pick? All right, perfect.
Yeah, so memes have kind of been like the focal point of the Monad community from day one. To give, I know we're looking for like concrete examples. So one would be when we were initially starting off with Monad, like pre-Twitter, pre-Discord, pre-anything, it was very important for us to have a mascot that people could take and put in different pictures, remix it, like make it their own, but have one thing that everyone was centered around. And we chose the purple Pepe early on. One, because Pepe, there's a bunch of meme formats that already use him. But two, like we had to make him purple to remix it, right? You can't just take normal Pepe, make him your mascot, it won't work. We knew we couldn't use it forever, but it was a good bootstrapping mechanism because people see Pepe, they're like, we're already used to this meme. We already know what kind of character he is. This is the Monad version. We like it for that reason. We can run with it. And then for about 6 months, we used that until the community actually invented this character called the Malandak. Recently learned that in Indonesia, landak means like hedgehog. So Malandak made the purple character. Now there's like 7 or 8 different Mon animal mascots that the community just takes, runs with, puts them in different landscapes and creates scenes and things. So yeah, having a mascot, crucial, paramount to memes. And finding one that people are familiar with, but you have your own spin on is also very important.
Awesome. How about you guys?
Thanks. So actually, we have the 20,000 members in community. So they're different in the many thoughts. They all have interest in crypto, but their thoughts or philosophy are different. But we have to unite as a community. So what's a good thing? So the meme is the one thing we could unite the community. In our community, how to say, the many people are using meme to make your atmosphere of the community and just pushing the stamps. They actually, as you know, the Japanese likes to make their things animated. So all of the admins in our community were animated like this, my icon. And we are actually, in this was, there's sort of the 30 stamps for the telegrams, and we will have the more than 500 stamps for our community. And it was all made by the community. And actually, the many of our members got into the Monad Japan community, and I know that they like how to say, they like the animating things. So they made this character as a female cute girl stamps, and they made many meme cute girl stamps. So but it's very interesting that the way they do like that, it's so unique, I think.
What have you learned, though? Any insights from how memes have been used in your community that are actionable for other people?
Well, actually, it's very easy to, how to say, make a content of ourselves. How to say it. There's one of the enemy who likes the muscles. So other guy made the stamps for him and just pushing in the downtrend. Just say that train. When the Bitcoin goes down, just train. And he's keeping saying like that. And everybody's pushing the stamps. So yeah, that's one way.
That's a good one. What about you, Charles?
Yeah, I would say we're new to memes. We recently launched our new product, Gravity, a layer 1 blockchain. We're using meme to kickstart the growth for the brand itself. We started with, for example, let community create some memes around it, and there's some yellow Pepe being developed using the Gravity brand assets, brand guidelines, which is interesting. And you see those content always got a lot of engagement, and we're also figure out a way to incorporate the meme into our upcoming the activation campaign of when we launch the mainnet. So yeah, I think like I said, we're new to memes, but Monet and Kudasai, they've been doing it very well, and I think it plays a very good role in community building, and it's better than allocating direct incentives or token rewards to people who engage with their community. They want to see the value, they want to feel it, and the meme is the best way to do it.
One thing that all three of these have in common is that the community was invited to come up with the meme or come up with the mascot themselves. And so it's not just something that's handed top down from the core project team themselves. This is our meme. This is how we're going to express ourselves visually. It's more like this facilitation, this open call for people to generate content, to get inspired by each other. So it feels very Web3 in that regard. Does that feel right? Do you feel like this is the most important marketing skill set in Web3? Like at Serotonin, we had someone on the team whose official title was actually Dank Meme Lord, and it was pretty effective. And I've been finding that having some meme lords around is super useful for all of our projects. Do you think this is like the #1 Web3 marketing skill? Is it going to stay that way?
Well, I think it's getting more and more important. Every community, every company is maybe should have a chief meme officer, and that person can be one of your contributor in the community. And it's just like I say, it's different than other marketing solutions like questing, like airdrops. It gives users a sense of ownership for them to be part of your community and then co-create the culture of the community. So yeah, I think it's getting very important, and every Web3 community, every crypto community should really value it and invest in resource.
Yeah, I would say that it's product dependent how important memes are. Like Monad is a layer 1 blockchain. There's going to be millions of people interacting with this. It's very retail heavy, right? Like you need real people that are trading crypto in their free time to like care about your brand. And so for an L1, it makes a lot of sense. For a DApp, it would also very likely make a lot of sense. But it's not like every company in crypto, this is like mandatory, right? Like if you're interfacing with 10 investment banks and that's what your product is and that's it, like I would recommend do not use memes. Like they probably don't like that. They're used to professional, like suit and tie to work type of stuff.
And yet Van Eck uses lots of memes.
Right. They're trying to push an ETF as well, right? So they're looking for people to come in. So yeah, it depends on what you're doing and what your goal is. If your goal is attention capture of like a large amount of people instead of a small subset of clients, yeah, I'd say it's more important than ever. Like there was a time, 2020, no one was using this at all. 2021, people just started to realize that memes are like important in crypto. And now it's like, we're on a panel talking about if teams need a meme lord or not. So yeah, I don't think the virality of the internet is going to go down. And you're competing with people that are using memes, so you kind of have to.
So I think that most important things in this Web3 field is users, the community for each products. So yeah, just like I said, the meme is the easiest way to make the consensus between those communities. So I think it's a very effective way to make royalty to those products, not just not using the product because if you use the memes, there's some kind of the enjoy, the fun. It's a fun thing to share those memes and among the products. So I think it's a very, very effective way. As he said, it's very difficult, but I think it's a good way to use it.
So what I'm hearing is kind of two things. Everyone agrees that this skill set is becoming more and more important. And it really does two things. One is it gives everyone an emotional connection to the project and to each other that ends up fostering loyalty. And the second thing is it creates a way for retail participants to get involved with your project. They may not be able to contribute to your code base, or maybe that's not the kind of project you have. They may not be able to partner and co-market to their audiences, but helping generate memes is something that has a fairly low activation threshold that a lot of people can do and feel a part of a project. Super cool. How about disadvantages? Are there any disadvantages to branding yourself with memes, to having memes be a really core pillar of your marketing strategy, depending on maybe which audience you're facing?
Yeah, I think just like what Kevin said, really depends on who your target audience is. If your target audience is developers probably meme also works, but professional institution investors, they probably prefer to be communicated in a formal way. But yeah, like I say, I think it's more a communication strategy, and having a meme be part of your brand is not. I don't see anything wrong about it, and just really detail and be specific about your communication strategy on different channels to make it clear to different audience.
Yeah, I would say I mean, there are some disadvantages. I think overall it's very much net positive. Um, I mean, a disadvantage, right, would be like if you don't have someone who is already very good at it, and like if you try to post memes and they're bad, then it's gonna backfire. And like you kind of just showed your hand that you do not understand the meta. You're not funny or humorous in a way that hits with your audience. But yeah, I think like using memes and marketing well is extremely powerful. Um, so yeah, some disadvantages, but like I don't know. I think that in general, the way that protocols like layer ones or crypto projects have done advertising and marketing in the past is very much advertising. They're talking about their product, they're talking about their feature, and like people just don't really care that much, right? Like you open Twitter, you're probably going to see what your favorite influencer's posting about. You're looking for entertaining content or maybe something that you're going to learn, and you don't want to just feed ads off of your main account. Like that's number one piece of advice: do not do that. Um, but when you are communicating via memes, like even if you're putting a message across that is talking about your product, it has the entertainment factor, right? So like the more your post looks like an ad, the worse it is. And like the algo's getting even more ruthless. Like if you're getting downvoted now, no one is ever gonna see your posts. So yeah, I think that the biggest difference is your main competitors, like it's one big attention economy. You're not competing with other ads or other projects. You're actually competing with influencers and like the general attention economy. And you're never going to win that just talking about features.
So for us, there was a disadvantages because as I said, we were invested by the Nomura. It's a professional institution, and so the many Web2 company sees us as the same as them, and they came to our community and saw the many people just posting the memes, pasting the memes, and say that, are they really invested by the Nomura? So it's very how to say, it's kind of the joking around. So maybe that is the problem here.
But I also think sometimes the juxtaposition of a very traditional institution with a very funny lowbrow meme can itself be the kernel of humor. And I think a lot of the companies coming into Web3 have really benefited from that by associating something kind of lowbrow with a very like highbrow, well-known, established brand. I think that's just like a very funny way to go about it. I think also like the humor element projects a lot of confidence. A project that's flailing and failing doesn't have the presence of mind to be funny. And if you can muster up being funny, it's usually because things are going well. So I think it gets people to feel a certain wellness around a project. And even if something goes poorly, how quickly you can meme that thing and kind of emotionally move on from it and turn it into a joke, I think shows the confidence and resolve a project has. We've talked a lot kind of in generalities about this, and you've spoken a little bit about what each of your community's main memes are, but would just be curious to hear each of you share maybe one or two examples, not from your own project, of memes that you think are hilarious, that have just like done a great job, that are doing really well, that are accomplishing something, that are good for the project that they came from. Is there anything that comes to mind?
I think this is probably one of the more controversial ones, but I think Polymarket's business has benefited a ton from being like the most edgy brand. Like Friendtech kind of did that as well, but like Polymarket's their volumes have been way up, and it's because like there was this intern who posted something that like can't even repeat on stage, like very bad, publicly off of the main account, and he like almost got fired, and then everyone just rallied behind this kid, and now their marketing is like the most degen, and like their entire business is just getting attention so that people will bet on their platform. So I think the way that they did it, I would not recommend copying. But for this specific example, because the person posting handled it so well, there was almost like this massive amount of respect that came out of this story. And now like everyone is like, I'm pretty sure Vitalik tweeted about Polymarket this morning. Like he's probably not doing that if volumes aren't up because this kid like, I don't know, took a risk. So there's a lot of examples of that in crypto. There's a lot of negative examples too. Like I would just say it's good to experiment, but kind of like you are playing with fire a little bit, and like you can burn yourself.
Examples?
Yeah, well, I think Monad and Chain did well. They're doing very well, in terms of getting community united, and especially I think at the early stage of the product when you don't have a say live testnet or mainnet live, you want to have something to keep them having their attention, and meme is the best tool for that.
Yeah, same as them, and the Monad and the Elixir and Chain is doing very good, and the bear has their bear buddies, which is yeah. Yeah, I think they're very well. That makes them the users make their royalty up for the products. I think that they're doing very well.
Yeah, I think maybe.
Yeah, go ahead.
I was gonna say, I think maybe like a useful analogy is like if you picture crypto culture as like this skate park, and you have some like traditional brand that tries to sell to them, like the leaders in the skate park are just like not gonna buy into it, right? But if you have someone who like knows the culture, they know what's cool, there's like an accepted way to go about talking about your product, and then you get the people that have a lot of influence to really like it, like that's kind of the goal. And like a lot of people at the skate park really like memes. So if you can talk to your audience in that way, you can win their hearts and then hopefully some of their volume.
Yeah, another way to say that is it's an in-group signal. It shows that you understand the meta of our community and how to go about things.
Yeah, we feel like following the cutting edge if you use the memes. I think that's the better way, best way for the marketing also.
So memes are obviously bringing a lot of people together in these very international communities. All of our projects are kind of international by default if they're on the blockchain. Is there any kind of regional preference or sensitivity to different memes? Is there any way that these need to be regionalized, or are they all just immediately globally relevant? Do we all have just one big global online crypto culture, or do we have a lot of different groups with different preferences? You all kind of have global projects. How do you think about this?
Yeah, let me start with this because, as I said, the Japanese people are, how to say, lunatic in a way. So they change all the things to the young girls and cute girls. And yeah, they easily, how to say, decorate to the cute things. And it's easy to join it, like make a fusion for our culture to the other products, and they will make the original ways for the memes. And that's a very funny thing, and it's very unique market in Japan. I think that one is very yeah, it's very special in Japan right now, I think.
But I also feel like there's been a bit of like Japanese culture that's been going global because of some of this.
Yeah.
Like I remember some of the memes felt very Japanese that were coming out of Wi-Fi, like during COVID, and those ended up getting a lot of global appeal.
Well, there's so many people around Japan, so yeah, it's there. In a way, it's just cutting edge, and in one way, just pursuing the fun things and cute things. There's many ways.
Yeah, it's an export mechanism for Japanese culture.
Yeah, we all like this animating things.
Yeah, I'd say there are some that kind of span globally, and then there's some that maybe span a broader region, and there's some that are like very niche, right? So there's kind of a spectrum of how much a meme is going to propagate. Usually the ones that are very niche hit hardest in their niche. So if you take a global approach, you're going to miss a lot. Like I know one thing that we have a country chats set up for like all of our different regional communities that exist. And they all can rally behind this guy, and then they have, you know, different memes that are specific to Korea or Japan, you know, India and Brazil. Like they all kind of have their own type of humor and things that resonate well with them. Yeah, I think it's almost like a market where, you know, the things that are going to resonate with everyone, they're just going to post them, and then, you know, if Brazil is super pumped about this one character, if they can meme it into reality and get everyone else to buy into it, then like we're going to be posting that off main and they're going to get it. So it's almost like a a competition between regions, but yeah, it's like how there's some things in humor that are global and then some that are very specific to different cultures.
Well, yeah, I think it's definitely there's definitely something different in different regions. From my personal experience as a I grew up in China, and I went to U.S. for college when I was 18. Um, for me to understand most of memes right now are actually I understand most of them, but to really get of humor element of those, it takes some time for people like me. And now you don't even need to say for audience who are living in Asia. Um, and I think the meme culture was originated from, say, Reddit and other social media Western people are using very frequently on those social media. But in China, they use only WeChat, and WeChat kind of like they have their own emoji or sticker meme culture, which is completely different from what Twitter are trending now.
What's it like in WeChat? What is that meme culture like, and how is it different?
So yeah, I think it's similar to Line, right? People make different stickers for different things, but Pepe was never the topic. Um, Nobody knows about Pepe. They know something else, maybe another mascot, or maybe something trending on the internet, and they turn it into different stickers. So yeah, I think that applied to pretty much every Asian country. They all have their own sticker culture.
By the way, word emoji is global. Global? Is it the words emoji?
Emoji, no, it's not global.
Okay, thanks.
Yeah. Well, it becomes global when Apple turned it into global, right?
Really?
Before Apple had that, we didn't even know emoji.
Oh, because it's Japanese, so.
Yeah. Oh, okay. Okay. Yeah. Yes. Yes.
I love that meme, what can be unburdened by what has been. Just as an American and having watched like Kamala for years, that just makes me laugh every time I see it. But then I wonder whether our non-American audiences care at all or have enough of a reference on that to understand like the coconut tree. Like these things make no sense to non-Americans, and I try not to enforce an America-centric vision on these communities that are so global. So I'm always a little bit aware of that, while just personally being from the States, finding those really funny. So yeah, I try to modulate those. All right, super fast last question. Just for getting super actionable. You're all pros at this. There are probably some folks in the audience that are curious about how to get started using memes in their communities or on social. What's an action that people can take to get started doing this and making it be successful?
You can just dive into the community and watch it and look how it works.
Yeah, I would say try to tie your community and your marketing strategy as closely as you can. An actionable example would be, you start off, you have no Twitter followers and you have no community. You have to create memes on your own to kind of get the flywheel going. Once the community starts buying in, they're making their own memes, post them off of your main account. Like there's nothing more validating for a community member than feeling like they're influencing the culture of this project or movement that's bigger than themselves. And when you do that, it signals to the rest of the community, hey, this person made this meme, like they got posted off of main. I'm gonna try much harder now to make the best possible meme so that they post me. And it's definitely a mutually beneficial flywheel. But a lot of people silo their community from their marketing, right? Community talks, it's like watching a TV show. You just sit there and you make jokes with your friends and you just watch something unfold. Whereas if your memes are actually impacting the marketing and where the culture is going, it's like a video game, right? It's interactive and you get to be a part of it.
Yeah, I think for anyone who are not familiar with meme culture, just let the community get started with it. Co-create something, and you see people's reaction. You see people in your community's reaction about those memes. You know what's best, and then what to share, what to be used on marketing channels. Yeah, those are my advice to get started. Like I say, we're also new to memes, but yeah, that's how we get started.
Yeah, I recommend you to do only for fun.
I agree with all of those, and I would just add the importance of Twitter or X. This is pretty well known in certain markets, but I've been going into markets where people are more focused on LinkedIn and they're doing chat on Telegram or WeChat. As people get into Web3 and learning about memes and meme creation, I just point them toward Twitter or X so they can just look at the algo, let it sort of addict them and wash over them, and use that as a North Star to getting pointed in the direction of creating great memes. Maybe we'll have maybe Farcaster is going to grow more. Maybe we're going to have more decentralized options with Lens and another decentralized social. But for now, that works pretty well to get into it. Thanks so much to our panelists and to our hosts. And that's all for our show. We'll have a little more later.